I can't
Yeah,
can't hear you. It's like the volume is low.
yeah, the volume kind of low.
Oh, my volume's low. All right, what about now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Is that
much better.
better?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, very
Okay,
good.
yeah, I have my mic too far. Think about getting a new mic set up too. So instead of just one that's hanging from the top, one everybody's using those low ones on it to the table now.
Yeah,
The low one's like mine. I got one in my sitting at my desk.
A word?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yo, what's up? We got one person. Oh, crap, let's got to get. Like, let me gram up here. Oh, yo, hey Archie, what's up, man? Yo, bear with me just a second. You get my Instagram stream up. I gotta say the stream key. I want to come up. Works. Just work late hours again. What you working on? Anything fun? All right, cool. Now we live on Instagram. All right, we're gonna figure out how to capture the chat. Figure it out because I want to put the chat up there so it shows up all the time. All right, we got 3 people on YouTube. Hey, hello, whoever's on YouTube, just want to say, hey, don't run off. Well, I mean, if you run off, that's fine. But I like to know who's who's there. Just say what's up, see who's supporting me while I do the streams and stuff like that. So don't be scared. Appreciate y'all joining on YouTube. I'll get started in just a second. I'm just setting up a couple more things. What I want to do is I want the chat to show up so that you can kind of see the questions from whatever platform people are on. But we're gonna get in and do some remediations today. Kind of excited. So this one, you'll be able to jump in and gonna be able to get some feedback. Even the folks in the stream, y'all have an opportunity to jump in and give some feedback here. But so for the guys in Discord, I basically want y'all to use what we've used from the previous ones, different techniques, but these remediations are gonna be doing all remote. Hey, what's up? I'm a newbie. Hey, newbies are completely welcome. Trust me. In fact, I'm always happy to see new people coming here because I get a chance to kind of show you like the reality of kind of what we do versus I think what's marketed in cybersecurity. And there's a lot of things that's marketed in cybersecurity that aren't good, but that people pay a lot of money because they chasing that dream, right? And unfortunately, a lot of times it's just enough people that get the job that people keep thinking it's just like some kind of like cybersecurity mecca. Everybody's gonna get in. It's gonna be great. Everybody's gonna get a 6-figure job instantly. Those type of things. Like that's what's being sold. But it takes a lot of work to get all those things. A lot. And you have to have a lot of knowledge too. Okay. So bear with me for a second. I don't see my stream on LinkedIn. Am I live on LinkedIn? Yeah, it says I'm live streaming. Okay, all right. Let's try again. So if I go to home, on my channel, let's view my post. Okay. All right, I am live on LinkedIn. Okay, there we go. That's interesting. Takes a lot of finagling to be able to get that. And then the last thing is restream chat. See if we can capture restream chat and put that on the stream for everybody to see. Okay. LinkedIn doesn't support streamers. Okay. So you want me to up hand for it? It's like they're gonna dime you to death. All right. So Discord folks, are y'all there?
Yes, sir.
All right. We got together the other person in Discord. You there?
Question mark.
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. Easy part now. Have to connect 79 systems to verify it's installed correctly. Deploying security software to a remote site. Gotcha. Okay. Hey, good luck, Sam. Hope it works, man. I know how these projects can they can get very tedious. Yo, let me see the chat. See, that's why you have to. The thing is, you have to get on really early, play with this stuff because it's not easy. I was able to do that before, but it looks like it's gonna try to charge me to embed it. Yes, it is. Charge me to be able to embed chat. And there used to be a download, like a standalone chat box that you could actually download to your machine and install that way. Oh well, guess we're not gonna have chat on the stream. All right, let's check my views. All right, gonna go through here. All right, sponsor view. All right, there we go. That's good. Then you got the Zoom view. That's good. Okay. I'm gonna take off Discord. Don't want to show who's in Discord this time. I'll take Discord off of that one. All right. Okay, we won't go to the Discord scene. Okay. All right. Looks like we're ready to record and we'll jump into this. All right. So just want to say hello to everybody on all platforms. Well, this is manipulative role. Am I reading it right? I am doing good, man. I'm super excited. Are you in GovTech? I am not in GovTech. There's a lot of people in GovTech, but I am not. Do I have customers that are in Gov? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. You can call me Ro if you want to. Hey, Ro, man, nice to meet you on Twitch. Appreciate you jumping in here. I think I can actually cheat here. See, this won't stay on top all the time. Hold on, let's see if we can do. Oh, embed and stream. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, perfect. All right, hold a second. Let me grab this. Embed chat. Let's add a box to the view here. Let's add a box to the regular view here. I might be able to get what I'm looking for. Chat here. Okay. I did not want to do a new scene. Move that. So I'm on full screen mode here. All right, let's go ahead and let's add this. Let's add a browser. All right, we're gonna add a browser. We're gonna call this. Do we have one called chat already? We do not. Create chat. URL in here. And do we get the chat? We get the chat, my friend. All right, cool. So I need to take this and I'll need to resize this chat box. We don't want 800. We want to do this more like 800 by 200. I think 250 is what I used to do. Okay. And there we go. Actually, that's not right. I actually want to do width is 250 by 800 tall. 1920 by 10. I'm going to make it 1080 tall. Take up the whole screen. Okay, cool. So now we have the chat here. All right, that's a little bit small to see. Let's see if I can actually make this bigger. Okay, cool. So I can actually make this bigger. If I take this down to, let's do a height of maybe 600. Okay. And bring this down to 400. Blah, blah. What's up, man? How's it going? All right, we'll bring this down to, let's take it down to 450. I think that's a happy medium. Okay, cool. Is it better on this side? No, it's too much going on this side. So this is probably a good space for it here. All right, cool. All right, so now let's change it to this scene. And let's see where I'm going to put chat on this one. Browser, add existing chat. Okay. And I can put chat right here. Okay, that hopefully will not be too disruptive. And then finally on the Zoom scene, here, this is what we'll be shuffling around a lot. Same thing, I don't really use that upper right corner a lot of times. Okay, we'll add chat here. Take it. Bring it down here. Okay. All right, so now everybody can see what's going on in chat. Finally, I don't think I'll need left to kind of get back to what I used to do. Is basically I need music and stuff like that. So I haven't had music in my stream in a long time. And it's crazy. They want to charge $17 a month. Epidemic Sound is so expensive, man. They're now up to $17 a month to do royalty-free music. Like, so that's kind of feels like you're getting robbed. Okay, so I've got everything going on I need to. Looks like we got 5 people on YouTube. We've got 4 people on Twitch. We've got 3 people on LinkedIn. Okay, so thanks everybody for tuning in. So let's go ahead and full. I'm going to do my intro here, and then I'm going to get into the remediation. I do need to pull up some code here. Got a few code snippets that I'm going to need to grab some information. I don't want the video to go too long. Basically, things like interrogating registry keys. Like I want to go ahead and get those code snippets up. So it'll be basically reg query commands that are going to be copying and pasting and stuff like that. And then I can get uninstall commands out of that. Okay. So lost the stream when you added the chat, had to refresh. Or anybody else? Let me know if you lost the stream. Okay. But it is showtime. All right, our guests, are we still on? We still got both of our guests here. Hello?
Yep.
Okay, all right, cool. Cool. All right, that being the case, all right, we're gonna start off, and I'm gonna do an attempt to do a live video here. This will be potentially my video for tomorrow. So once again, in chat, if you have questions or stuff like that, I'll read those, and like anything that you feel that will add value or anything I can help you with, please add those. I'm not going to give you consulting time though. Like some people ask questions on YouTube that are pretty much like okay, I think you need to do a consulting engagement because I can't do your job for you on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So but anyway, other than that, just kind of general questions to help you, I'm definitely willing to do, and I'll let you know if you get too close to the line. All right. So I think the last thing here, I need to filter down to assets. Believe it or not, I've actually remediated. I was working on TI Desktop 4. I've actually remediated all the vulnerabilities on it, so I can't even use that one anymore because I have 0 vulnerabilities. So, all right. But I do have one that has several vulnerabilities. All right, and we're ready to start the YouTube video in 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. So here we are. This is part 13 of the series for Tenable Vulnerability Management. And as you can see, well, you'll see in a second that I basically have, I'm not going to start that. All right, let's start at 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome to part 13 of the series of Tenable vulnerability management. So if you want to learn cybersecurity, I'm teaching you exactly what I do on the job every day. So we cover vulnerability management, we cover endpoint, and also we cover some patching and stuff like that. So I have a whole patching series that I'm going to be doing in the future. So, and IT asset management, all that. So basically all of these areas of cybersecurity, I'm teaching you from an enterprise perspective, what most companies are going to need from you if you get a job in the field. So that being the case, all right, we're going to go ahead and pivot. I do want to thank Cybertar because all the Tenable or tenant that you're seeing is provided to us by Cybertar.ai. This is the company that I work for. So I'm so thankful that they that they invest in their employees, and they actually were able to provide me with a Tenable tenant that allows me to put these devices in and do vulnerability scanning. But also I'm showing you what we actually do behind the scenes, because once we identify the vulnerabilities, we then have to actually remediate them, and not all vulnerabilities are remediated by installing a patch. So if you're dealing with any company and they say remediate vulnerabilities, like, okay, are you just talking about installing patches, or are you talking about all vulnerabilities, including the ones that require you to do like things like change register keys, change permissions on files, delete files, add files, update DLLs? There's so many things that are required to do like true vulnerability remediation. So I am acting as an evangelist to get that message out there that most companies are lying. They do not remediate all vulnerabilities, but our company, Cybertar, we do. We dig into it, and it is super hard. And it's not something that we can do. Like, I mean, if you want to, we can bring down the whole company. We fix everything in one day. But for the most part, what this requires is it requires us to continually like review. We remediate this vulnerability. Now we work on to the next one. But the goal is always to get these old vulnerabilities out that are not going to be updated, things that will never leave your environment. And believe it or not, most companies never touch it. Have vulnerabilities dating back 5, 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So Cybertar.ai, check it out. Go sign up for free cybersecurity services. And thank you again for our awesome company for sponsoring this tenant for me to be able to do these videos. Okay. So that being the case, all right, we're going to go here. And what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom in. So I do my best to try to make this easier for y'all to see, because I know a lot of times you may or may not be watching this on a full computer. So what we're doing is we're working on this device here, and we basically have 4 critical vulnerabilities at this point. That's not necessarily all the vulnerabilities, but if we want to look at all vulnerabilities, we'll change our queries. And I always want you to kind of look at the queries. I want y'all to see this multiple times so that you get used to working in query mode. If you don't work in query mode, it's essentially wasteful, because I can take this query now and I can pass this on to one of my teammates. They can pop this query right in and go to the same view that I was just looking at, look at the same vulnerabilities that I do. So to get comfortable with queries, so we're going to do low, medium, high, and critical. Let's see what all the vulnerabilities are. Oh, so look at this machine here. So we've got .NET Core, Microsoft Access. Man, this is old stuff. This is a lot of old stuff, man. Wow, look at all these vulnerabilities in Microsoft Office. So the reality is, I've already talked to the owner of the PC about this. So the thing is, this Microsoft Office version, for the user, for the owner of the computer, like this is it's my mother. Okay. All right, it's my mom. Okay. And so I've talked to mom about basically moving off of Microsoft Office, because, you know, she's held on to this old version of Microsoft Office because she didn't want to like subscribe to the 365 and have to pay the monthly fee and all that stuff. But I've talked to her and I got her moved over to Google Documents so I can actually get rid of Microsoft Office. Now, the reason I mention this is because this is the same thing that you're going to need to do with customers and clients, and even internal, is you got to negotiate with the stakeholders and ask them questions like, okay, do you really need this software? Can I uninstall this software? Because the thing is, if the software is not needed, always you want to get it out of the environment. If the software is needed, then you want to be able to update it and get it in some kind of cycle where it can be updated in an automated fashion, right? And maybe you want to control whether or not it updates. Maybe you want it to be automatic and just do it on its own. But for us in this situation, we're going to look here. We got Microsoft Office unsupported version. So let's take a look here. Let's look at the plugin output. I usually go here first. So we're looking at Microsoft Office 2003. Okay. And I'll tell you, ain't no good practice. There's no practice like getting your parents and your grandparents and your siblings. If you get them in some vulnerability management software and scan them, you're going to find all kind of good. This is great practice. And you can go into a job interview saying like, yo, yeah, I remediate vulnerabilities. Yeah, I actually scan the vulnerabilities for friends and families and stuff like that, just like on the job, and actually go through the process of remediating their vulnerabilities. You can do this. Okay. So now that I'm looking here, so I know I got Microsoft Office 2003. My goal is I want this out of the environment. So today I'm going to combine this with SentinelOne. And so the thing is, I went out, I wanted access to SentinelOne, so I did purchase SentinelOne so I can have opportunity to do this. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to take this command and I'm going to retrofit this, okay? So the thing is, if I could actually end up dead in the water on this video, okay? This could just completely bomb because I don't know what I'm dealing with. I'm doing this live. I'm on a live stream. You can see this. So I don't know what I'm going to find. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reg query command. I'm going to do and the /F is for find, okay? And let me move this over. I need to get this out of the way of the chat. I'm glad to have the chat, but I want to make sure you can see this, okay? So with this, I'm doing the /F for find command because I want to see, I'm not searching for this. I'm going to search for Office, okay? Or maybe I'll even search for 2013. And then the S means we're going to do recursive, which means I want you to search all the subfolders, okay? So now that I'm in here, I'm going to run this command and look what I found. Okay, this looks syswhile. That's not what I'm looking for because it doesn't have the uninstall command. But also, there are two locations we want to check. We can check the WIL6432 node, but we also want to check the main default location here. All right, and so I checked there. I don't have anything that shows me an uninstall string. What I'm looking for is typically in a registry, a lot of times you will have a command, an embedded command that shows you the uninstall string, and that's usually in this folder. So let's just look for Office, see if I get anything. Nothing. Oh, but I spelled it wrong. Okay, so always be mindful of that. All right, so Office right there, no matches. Okay, interesting. So I got hits for 2013. Now I can go up. Okay, so I did get hits from Microsoft. Okay, so now that, oh, and I do have some. So I got .NET Core, Visual Studio, Microsoft Corporation. Okay, all right, but I don't see, and these are vulnerabilities that I'm going to look at later, right? So that's why I interrogate the registry first to get the uninstall strings. But unfortunately, I'm not getting what I'm looking for. Okay, can you put that link in the stream? Hey, which link, by the way? Manipulate. Oh, you told me to call you row. So now that I don't have this, it's not that easy. So now I got to figure out. Remember, I can't touch this machine. This machine is 15 hours away, and so I like doing stuff like this because this simulates a real. This is my typical work environment. I'm working on something that I don't have physical access to because the user is in another part of the world somewhere and they're probably working. So I need to be able to remediate this vulnerability without touching anything or without like inconveniencing them. So I don't have an uninstall string here. Now I'm going to do another command here. So I'm going to open this up and I want to do a PowerShell command that says, let's see, PowerShell. Let's see if I can move this. Move this down a little bit. All right, let's put it here. So PowerShell get list of add remove programs. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, this command use PowerShell to quickly find all installed software. So this can help me potentially also. So I'm going to go this route now. Okay. And it's basically going to use this Win32 object, right? Get WMI class. That's the command that I'm used to using. So, and I'm kind of going through like the process because I did this probably 10, 15 months ago. This is when I was dealing with a problem. And this is when I came in contact with this command. Okay. So let's see if we have somewhere I can copy it or I can get WMI object class Win32 product. This command. So this is going to be my next go-to here. So I'm going to copy this. Drop this over here in my notepad, okay? So I can say that, by the way, if you don't have Notepad++, what are you doing, okay? So you can use whatever you want to, but Notepad++ is my product of choice. Okay, now if you notice, you say, why won't he do a clear command? Well, because this shell doesn't really give me a good ability to do a clear command, okay? The company, with the free software trial, cybertar.ai. Let me give you that. Let me put this in chat, by the way. Okay. Go to cybertar.ai, sign up for our services. Everybody, check us out, man. I mean, seriously, it's free service. You get a free, if you have a domain that you need, you get a free external vulnerability scan. through Tenable. So, and not to mention other perks when you log into it. Check it out. So there's the link to cybertar.ai. Go check us out. Okay. All right. And like I said, no strings attached. Now, if you look here, I've got this command. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here. And this is going to give me a list of all the programs that are installed on my mom's machine. Okay. So now with that being the case, I'm also going to get information that I can use to query the registry again, including, I think I can't, don't hold me to this, but it's what's called the Windows ID or something like that, or Windows application ID. And I'll show you what that looks like. Now, anytime you run this command, even if you run it locally, it takes a little while for the command to run. Okay. So don't fret. Okay. And what you'll probably see is, if you continue to watch my streams, you're going to see like, oh man, like you'll see me using a lot of the same techniques because they work. But you'll also start to see me add some new techniques here, as I learn, and I'm listening and learning from y'all. So, we're looking at H&R Block, we're looking at Visual Studio, Nessus Agent, Easy CD Scan. We're going to get all those. Okay. Oh, Microsoft Office. Okay. Here's one. Now I just saw it. Hold on. Where was it? I just saw it. That CD burn and all that stuff. We're going to get rid of all that over time. Microsoft Office Professional Editions 2023. So this is what I'm looking for here. Okay. The identifying number, because this is what I'm going to go back and I'm going to query the registry for this identifying number. Okay. I hope y'all are with me here. Okay. Feel free to ask some questions. The more stuff installed on the system, the longer the command will take. That's true. Great feedback there, Archie. So, ouch. I have ISO for that still. I still have an ISO for that. ISO for what? Office 2003. I bet you a lot of people do. I bet you, I could tell you, a lot of accounting companies still probably have this software running or something like that. That's what I see. Accounting companies, they will have some old software. So we're going to go back here and I'm going to run this command, the reg query command. And instead of Office here, I'm going to replace this. And I'm going to search for this identifying number. Okay. All right. That's the identifying number for the software. Let's paste this in and let's see if it's anywhere in HP local machine. It is not there. Microsoft Windows current version uninstall. It is not there. So what we'll do is, instead of looking at uninstall folder, I'm going to go up a few levels in the tree. I'm just going to look at HP local machine software Windows. And let's see, it'll take a little while to run this command, but this will be an opportunity to see if I can get some feedback. Because once again, I'm looking through the registry to find that elusive silent uninstall command. I think I'm seeing some good stuff. Installer data, MSIE exec /I, and then the software package. Now, what do I know from experience? I know MSI exec or MSI exe. Let me show you this. This is very important. If I run MSI exec, you need to understand, this is another thing, you need to learn the syntax. All you got to do is type MSI exec and press enter on your computer. It'll pop this up and it gives you the syntax. Okay. And so what we're going to do is, I know that if I can use the MSI command, then I can also maybe partner that with the /x, which is typically an uninstall command. So the /I is for install and the /x is uninstall. So I'm going to take this, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I can copy this out, right? I'm going to copy this out, throw this in Notepad, because I don't want to have to type MSI exe and all that stuff every time I want to see the syntax. All right. Man, we got our shell. Let's bring our shell back. Okay, there we go. Can't do a select all, but I can do it that way. So copy. And I'm just going to drop this here. I love my Notepad, man. I'm telling you. So now that I've got those command there, I'm going to see if I can pivot. So I want to format this in PowerShell. Okay. So I'm going to do a start process. And then I'm going to do MSI exec.exe. Okay. And then I'm going to do attack argument list. And then in there, I'm going to do a /x for uninstall. And then I'm going to copy the identifying number from before and I'm going to paste this right here. All right. So /x. And then the only other thing I was going to do is /qn, so quiet and no restart. And this is also coming from the MSI-exe syntax. Okay, so I got that pasted here, and /qn. And this is the display options. Once again, if you type that, you'll see it. Okay. All right. So that being the case, I'm going to do /qn in addition to that, and I'm going to give this a shot. Okay, so that runs the command silently, and let's see if this works. All right, so now I'm going to do a get tag process, MSI exe exec. All right, actually we'll do that. So I can see that I have 3 of those running right now. All right, and so just kind of monitoring this to see if it's actually doing an uninstall. Another thing I can do is write cdc : program files. Let's do a directory. Do we see Office there? If it's not in program files, then where is it? Probably gonna be all program files, x86. So looking here, Common Dell 2, Sentinel-1, Defender. All right, I don't see that. So let's change to D : / okay, cool. Just make sure it's on the stream. *86. This is how I get to program files 86 the simple way. All right, without having to type it. See how so PRO *86 and Windows kind of fills in the spaces. Okay, one of the biggest space saving or time saving tips I've ever learned in IT, to be honest. All right, so Microsoft Office. All right, and I'm going to tab through this. I'm going to do a directory. All right, so Office 11 and Office 14. Okay, so I'm going to take a slightly different approach. So this wasn't fruitful, and I may break this into a series. Okay, into a 2-part series, because I want to be able to capture like all the troubleshooting, because it's not necessarily the solution I want you to learn. I want you to see the workflow, and you'll get additional ideas on ways that you can go about finding and building these uninstall strings and stuff like that. Okay. So that's the main reason I'm kind of walking through my mental process, my troubleshooting process, and all these things when it comes to learning vulnerabilities. All right, so let's look in the Office 11 folder. All right, so to me, I can see this, see all this stuff here. Like that's not indicating to me in any way, shape, or form that we were successfully uninstalled this Office 11 version or this Office 14 version. So what I'm doing is, while I'm browsing here, like, is there a command that's here that will tell me the answer? Maybe not. But here's where Edge comes in. Okay, I strongly encourage you, like, you want to have Edge in your arsenal. The reason why you want Edge is because of Copilot. And keeping people in your thoughts and prayers for the bridge collapse, man. That's pretty rough right there, man. Like, I hate when I pull up and I see headlines like that. Especially that impacted people. All right, let's see. Okay, why am I seeing things in chat? And it did it. What's up? Kitchen and learning. Blah blah. Okay, why am I seeing things? Looks like I'm not seeing all the chats, by the way. Sorry about that. Because I can see things on the screen that I don't see on the actual chat box. And let me see if I can refresh this. Okay, in my interface. All right. So I'll see incoming messages in the future. Okay. So now, what I want to do here is I'm going to use Copilot, and I'm going to say PowerShell uninstall. Let me move this over so I can see this. Okay, is that a little better? Okay, PowerShell uninstall Office 2013 silent. This is where AI comes handy. You should be using AI. Like, open up. If you don't use Edge for nothing else, you should be using Edge for this. Okay. Now, in most cases, it's going to be wrong, but it may give you just enough to be able to get to the correct answer. So it's saying that there's Office server share. Server share. Create an XML configuration file with the following content. Then we're going to do file path setup.exe. argumentless uninstall. So if I'm reading this correctly, there's potentially an uninstall, a setup.exe file that I can pass the uninstall parameters to, and then I could then in turn use this to uninstall it. Okay. Okay. All right. So looking for a setup.exe. Let's do a direct. I want to do an ls here, but okay. Oh, wait. Do you notice what's happening? So anytime I get that, oh, wait, hold on. Did my command run successfully? This video might be over, folks. All right. I need to be, hold on, let's see. I don't like to get excited, so we need to go to Microsoft Office. Let's tab Microsoft Office directory. If I'm not mistaken, there was an Office 11 folder there. And based on what I'm seeing now, there doesn't appear to be an Office 11 folder anymore. And you saw I was in the folder when it happened. So when I did the directory command and everything, so the evidence is here. The Office 11 folder is gone. So I'm going to check the Office 14 folder. Okay, so that's not even a full install there of whatever Office 14 translates to. So folks on YouTube, for those of you watching the actual recording, live stream, people hang out just a little bit. This was a wrap. We got it. 21 minutes roughly. We were able to kind of go through, get all the information we need to perform the uninstall, and we officially just uninstalled Microsoft Office 2013. Hey, there it is. So let's say you should you had 4 MSI processes earlier. Should be, oh, I love it. Sleepy Ninja, thank you, sir. See, we got, and this is what helps me, by the way, live streaming. This is actually how I progressed super fast and learning basic red teaming, but also my blue team skills, because when I started streaming, I had people come in from Twitch and people come in on other platforms who were way higher level than me, and they would give suggestions. Look at there. So what he's saying is, you notice I had 3 MSI exec processes that were running. That's because I initiated that uninstall command. It called the MSI exec or MSI exec command, and then started the uninstall process. And of course, it took some time. Now, as you can see, what he's pointing out, or whoever Sleepy Ninja, he or she, it, they, okay, whatever. Oh, well, I was practicing not assuming, right? So whatever they're suggesting is that when I go back and I check, I only have 2 processes. I only have 1 processes. So those other 2 processes are gone. And so that's the trick I do use. A lot of times I go back to check to see if the process is running, and we're there. Yo, what's up? Hazarapti, what's up, man? What's up? Thanks for dropping through, man. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Figures, I come in right at the end. No, I'm gonna stream just for a little bit. So, but let me go ahead, and for the people on the YouTube recording, look, I'm providing value. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't, if I ain't providing value, don't subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just want to thank all the people that have subscribed. Currently, we're doing a good job. I'm starting to have more returning people on the YouTube channel, and starting to get closer to about 300 subscribers per every 28 days, or roughly 300 subscribers a month on YouTube. And also, you know, meeting some other goals like there. So progressing towards 17,000 at this point on YouTube. So if you have not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button now. And I'm going to keep teaching. I'm going to keep teaching what I know. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video. Okay, and that is my YouTube video. So now this is kind of like open chat. So we got our 2 guests here. Y'all are completely quiet. What do y'all think? What are our thoughts from our guests? And then I'm going to read the chat also.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I guess you script work. I guess it took a little bit of time to get that to delete it, but
yeah,
the thing you'll notice once you kind of get into the directory and didn't allow you to.
Well,
so
I don't know if y'all noticed, like, what my basic. Hope everyone is well, man. Everybody's doing good. Appreciate it. By the way, I had COVID like 2 weeks ago, man. 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and so I'm almost completely clear. But you know, when you get COVID, like, you'll have that cough for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So So I'm good, but I'm a little bit concerned because my daughter might actually be showing signs of long COVID, and that's kind of a little bit scary because she already had allergies and asthma prior to it. So hopefully, we'll get that tuned up. But she has had asthma flare ups in a long time, and now she's having asthma flare ups. So just want to just be careful with COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like it's for some folks not a big deal. For other folks, it can be pretty scary. You know what I'm saying? She's on her rescue inhaler multiple times this weekend, so she's starting to level out now. But man, it was a little bit. Yeah, man. It was a little bit nerve wracking, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you're asthmatic, just please make sure you're careful. Make sure you got medicine. That's all I would say for all my asthmatics and allergy people out there. Please be careful with COVID, okay? So for the rest, I just want to say, man, like, any questions, comments? We got a lot of people in here, so got about, let's see, we got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, around 16. We're doing about 16 to 20 people across multiple platforms here, so pretty thankful for that. Let's see, I've been sick all Ramadan long. It's RS. Oh yeah, dude. RSV, that's a beast, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Definitely sorry to hear that. Okay. So I will say, please hang in there. Take care of yourself. Monitor yourself. Anything respiratory related, man, it's kind of terrifying. So, for everybody that's watching, like, let me know what you think. My methodology is basically, I use the registry pretty heavily to find the uninstalled commands. Yeah, definitely. Exactly, Archery. Hope all of you recover quickly. Same here. So I'm always in the registry because the thing is, why I use registry. I used AI. I use, basically I'm using a terminal. Like, these are all the things that I have to, these are tools at my disposal. And then there's going to be a vulnerability down the road that none of these things is going to work, right? And so then I'm going to have to evolve. I'm going to have to grow. I'm going to have to go get it. But one of the things I do want to emphasize for everybody that comes to my stream, like, for me, the most important skill set that I'll tell you several things that I'm looking for people. And I do run a team, so I serve as a director currently. I say that I hope to continue to be a director for a long time, maybe work my way up to VP and CISO and stuff like that in the future. But one of the things I am looking for the people who I want on my team, who I'm working with, or even the people who are on my team, is I want to see, first of all, people who, and I always talk about humility, because know-it-alls jump to conclusions and can do catastrophic things, right? If you're a know-it-all, a lot of times you're like, instead of you taking the data, you're feeding off your ego, you're feeding off your emotion, you're feeding off all these other things. I don't like people like that when it comes to cybersecurity, because it increases the likelihood that you're gonna like miss stuff. So when I say humility, I'm not necessarily talking about me being concerned so much about your moral compass as much as I am being concerned about your ability to get past yourself and to look at evidence related to cyber issues and to be able to interrogate them based on the evidence and evaluate them based on the evidence. And by the way, if you haven't, if you know, there's an episode of Diary of the CEO. Let me know if y'all know about this. But Diary of the CEO is the podcast on YouTube, and they had a guy on from the CIA, and one of the things that really stood out from that interview from this guy who worked for the CIA for many years is he said one of the things that the CIA taught them is don't trust your gut. Do not trust your gut. Okay. And that's what we actually, who are like intelligence people, a lot of times we trust our gut. No, you don't trust your gut because you will lie to yourself. Okay. And so I really want to always have to force myself to look at the data. And Multiverse Muse, what's up? Hello, welcome to the stream. And Pierre speaking to Multiverse. Yeah, appreciate it. So what are your thoughts about that? Because I know a lot of people, you feel comfortable trusting your gut. And then we got the CIA teaching their people not to trust their gut. You know what I'm saying? So also, I think some things that stood out from the CIA says that they liked, he would prefer to work with somebody who has anxiety versus somebody who does. He said anxiety keeps you alive. I thought that was interesting. So I definitely have anxiety, so whether a lot of times it can be health issues or whether it can be, stressed on the job, it is, I definitely have to deal with my anxiety. I'm not necessarily clinical where I have to be on medicine for it, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes it might be nice to be on some medicine not to wrestle with it. But the bottom line is, I just want to emphasize, when you're in cyber, don't necessarily trust your first instinct. A lot of times, like, make sure you press yourself. Make sure you you challenge your own biases, because we all have them. Okay, make sure you do that, and then that will allow you to kind of step back and deal with the evidence. Another thing I thought that was really beneficial is it says that your emotional brain the emotional side of your brain tends to be very fast, and the logical side tends to be slow. So what they try to do at the CIA is they try to teach people to slow down your emotional brain and to speed up your logical brain. Now, I'm fairly experienced with office security. I do trust my gut, but I also verify it as the edge case. I like that. I'm okay with trust but verify, because and here's how I preface this, Hazaropti. Your gut, and so if you've been in the field a long time, you've seen a lot of things, and so for you, what you're probably doing, and you notice they started off on fairly experienced, right? So you see something that you probably are associating with something. But if you're also experienced, you've also been through times like when you're young in a job. Let me tell you, I was so like wanted to be a hero. I had the hero complex when I was younger. And as a result of having that hero complex, I wanted to jump in and do things because I wanted to get that good boy. You did a good boy. You did a good job, man. Kendrick knows his stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I operate now. I would rather, I'll sit there and like piss people off because I'm so busy trying to like say, nah, I just ain't satisfied. Let me check this. Nah, I want to look at this again, and I'm a complete opposite of what I was too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel what you're saying when you say you trust your gut. That means if you're experienced, you've seen things, but you're also going to go through the process of validating your findings. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So you always have to cover, let's see, but I did a lot of work for 27 years to get here. See, that's right. So that's different. So for you, you're pulling from a knowledge base of experience and stuff that you've seen before. But you also, if you're experienced, you know that you're not going to jump to conclusion just because you see something. When you're young in the field, you get excited and you see something and it's like you have this much to pull from, and you find something that falls within this little gap, and you're like, yes, that's the scenario I've been reading about or I saw on the news. Whereas if you've been in the field a long time, you got this much to pull from, and you say, okay, well, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, and we need to kind of figure out which one it is, So you always have to cover the basics and move from there. I see too many people fail and struggle because they are sure that they know how to solve the problem and they miss the basic clues that will tell them that the issue is something else. Amen. Well put. That is 100% true. A lot of times people come into the field and that's exactly what they do. They get excited and they go through the scenario where it's something subtle. And a lot of times there's so many things I'll see one thing, man. I'm going to tell you, like, just being straight honesty, the number of times that I've been working with a customer or working with an internal customer, external, internal customer, and I'm like sitting there, I have no clue what this is. So I was like, for me, like, so we're like, man, I don't know what this is. And so that's my process. And so for me, a lot of times, like, even if you don't pray or believe, in Christ or whatever, what I'm saying? Like, sometimes just stopping to let your brain, like, air out. You know what I'm saying? Stop in, let your brain settle down, take a deep breath. And because what will usually happen is I'll come back from that situation and I'll see something, you know what I'm saying? And it'll take me down the street. And then a lot of times I'm like, man, like, I had no clue I didn't know what I was going to do in that situation. The number of times I didn't know how I was going to solve something that I solved something, it's just a huge list. But there are sometimes you're not going to be able to get it. You have to go back and wrestle with it for a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? And so has Rob said, everyone has the big outage that they cause. True. He says, I knocked out a huge database server in Virginia like 25 years ago. I'll never forget it. It stings. Becoming a high level anything stings. You want to become a high level fighter? You got to fight a lot. High level for me, like I do jujitsu, you got to do jiu-jitsu a lot. I'm hurt right now. Good example. I'm hurt. I got to go to ortho on the 2nd of April see what's wrong with my hip. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what my rehab time is. Anything that you're trying to do at a high level, you're gonna get those setbacks, and those setbacks or these obstacles are the ones that determine whether or not you're gonna be what you're trying to be. You know what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to. You got to climb all the walls to become the expert, to become a high level anything. Let's see. I'm still learning. Hack the box. Blah blah. So the thing, hack the box is really good. I was when I first started to hack the box a while back, and this is by the way, I do have a video series on the starting point series that fills in all the gaps for those who may be thinking about doing it and you got stuck and you never got there. I did a whole video series on the starting point series that will get you through it. So check it out on my channel. I got them all in playlist. Okay. But the thing is, they leave stuff out, and I like this now. I didn't like it when I was first learning it because I felt like they left me hanging. I was like, man, I'm just learning this hacking stuff, and y'all leaving out these steps, and like, what am I supposed to do? And a lot of people quit. But cybersecurity is a weeding out process. There are lots of gatekeepers. There are lots of barriers and stuff like that. And those who get the prize are the ones that are able to keep going. They keep, I spent a week, I spent months, I spent, I don't know, probably years, but I definitely spent months working on Hack the Box. And my first time on Hack the Box, I actually quit and didn't come back for like a year. I ran into an obstacle. I couldn't get it. It was too hard. I didn't, and I left and never came back. The only time I came back was after a year or two is because I actually met a guy who was ranked like top 20 on Hack the Box in Birmingham. And he was telling me about it. And after kind of hanging around with some of these higher level people, I got a little bit more encouragement and confidence. And I went back and tried it. And I wrestled with it until I was able to get through the starting point. Remember, these are the ones that have the guides with them. These are not the ones that don't. I still don't have any points, by the way, on Hack the Box. So one day I'm going to go back and try to get some points. I don't hire people unless they can say, I don't know during the interview. That's a very powerful thing. I particularly want to hear, I don't know, but I can go find out. Like, that's a big one. And then you go find out. And then after the interview, you go back and you send me a message with the answer. That's a big thing, man. So I'll share a story. I was getting recruited by somebody for a job at a pretty major corporation, right? And this is many, many years ago. And it was an exchange administrator job. And so for me, when I was getting recruited, like, I was an exchange administrator. But what I did is I downloaded all the demo software, and I built out a full exchange environment on laptops and hard drives. And I went to the interview and I took the exchange environment that I built on a laptop to the interview and showed them me running a live exchange environment. The manager there wanted to hire me because he saw, because I'm sorry, when you do that kind of stuff, that just puts you on that's a whole nother level, right? Like, this guy, he doesn't have experience. He hasn't run it. But the fact that he built it and brought it to me, like, I can actually see his work, that shows initiative. And so he wanted to hire me. The only reason I didn't get hired for that job is because his boss just didn't feel comfortable bringing somebody in who didn't have the experience. So when you are running into these gatekeeping roles where you a lot of times feel like people won't give you a shot, I've gone through that too. But you just gotta keep going, because there is somebody who will see that, and that even though that manager didn't like it, the fact that the other guy did, and that guy went to another company, and I connected with him at that other company. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, a lot of times the person that you make a good impression on may not be able to do something for you then, but they may be able to do something for you later. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that's like, bottom line is I put it out there, man. Like, I'm going to go in on something. Like, that's where I am at this point in my life. Don't have to do anything. Be all in. So facts coming up from Manipulate for my boy Ro. Range Force is really good. My body is a machine that turns CTF challenges into partially completed CTF. Hey, I'm about that life too. By the way, there's a CTF coming up for Guy Point Security. Let me grab the link for you, okay? I've been putting this out there for the rest of the folks. Now, this is for y'all now. Get started on this. This is free. This is free. Free game, y'all. Free opportunity, free training, okay? I'm dropping this in chat. That is to Guide Point Security. They're one of the CTFs that I've done for a long time. Okay, and this is an easy one. It's based on DevOps and stuff like that. So put yourself out there. Jump in that CTF. Okay. They'll say, my body is a machine. Okay, there. All right. Archer says, I love those interview questions. I have no hesitation to say, I don't know, but I follow that up with ways that I will figure it out. Exactly. Blah, blah, blah. Said, thanks a lot for the input. Hazarati says, people say, I don't know. People that say, I don't know, are fast tracked to a second interview. That's my team's policy. See, there it is. You're in it for people who are hiring. People who are like me. I've been in cyber for 20 plus years total, unofficially probably for about 16, or officially probably like 16. But even then, they didn't really classify it as cyber. But the reality is, I started doing cyber when I was in college, and I didn't even know I was doing cyber, So, my two guests, are y'all still there or did y'all leave?
No, we still here. We listen. We listen.
Yo, all right. So, any questions? What do y'all think? What are your questions for y'all, man? We just.
No, I don't have no question. The only thing that when you went through the process, you used two tools. You used Sentinel and Tenable, no?
Yeah, I did. Yep. I'll pull it up. I'll still get it up.
Because I don't know if everybody knew that you were using Tenable. You use Tenable to scan the device and Sentinel to remote into the host or the device to be able to remediate it.
Yep, indeed I did. So let me log back in right quick. Tenable. And we'll pull those vulnerabilities up. So we can start doing some pre-work. So this is for my current video, but let's start. I can do a little pre-work tonight. We can look through some other vulnerabilities here and see where we're going. Because I can tell you, man, like I'm telling you, for real, your parents' computers and your siblings' computers, man, that is such a good battlefield.
Yeah, I think I'm doing that to my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, see if I can when I manage devices.
Yeah, for sure. That's what you want to do. Get those devices. And that's why I say, like, when I can do, I'll share this too. I've had people come in to interview, who basically, like, some of the first things I want to ask you is I'm really curious all the time what person is doing at home. What is your home test environment like? And if you're coming in to talk to me, and you I ain't been doing nothing at home, like you hadn't run a VM, you hadn't tried to build Elastic, which is free. You hadn't tried to do Splunk free. You hadn't done nothing. You just been chilling. That's not good. I'm sorry, because once again, it's like that doesn't show the type of person that's gonna do good at cyber. Let's see, go to a senior community. You have plenty of work to do there. Hey man, yeah. Damn, for real. Like if I could, I'll share. Okay, I'll share off the stream, but I got some ideas. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how to, and I got to get a lot of legal paperwork drawn up to do what I'm trying to do. Okay. But I really want to make this on YouTube as real as possible, right? Like, I'm trying to think, how can I give free cybersecurity services to people so that I get basically, I need people to be able to work on their stuff, right? But I also got to be able to protect my company in doing so. So how can I offer free cybersecurity services without somebody coming back and say, oh, you broke this and now, you're going to sue you type of thing. So
legal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only thing. And that stops a lot of people like myself who would literally just give away these cyber services for individuals or small, charities or something like that. I would love to do that kind of stuff. So
we're gonna find out one person like, no, it was my machine was working until you installed that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you erase all my pictures. Yeah.
As I say, when the cloud is cheap, you can buy a B-Link mini PC for $250. Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, there's no reason for cost is for very few people, especially in the United States, should cost be an issue when it comes to cybersecurity, because you can skip a couple of meals at Chick-fil-A or a couple of meals at McDonald's You know what I'm saying? And get the things you need to do cyber. You know, you go to
More,
Goodwill, maybe find a computer. I'm about to format a computer right now. It'll be slow, but I'm about to format a computer and take it over to Goodwill, a laptop, my mom's old laptop. You know, I'm about to, clear it and wipe it and all that stuff. And set it up with a fresh thing of Windows so that somebody will pick it up and somebody can use it, you know? Yes, sir. What's up, Pierre? You about to say something?
no, I can't take McDonald's. You crazy? McDonald's is
You
nah.
can't skip McDonald's. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, McDonald's. You cannot skip McDonald's.
Ah, man. Okay.
That's a law.
You,
That's playing.
it depends on it depends on what your goals are. Let's see.
That's playing.
Hadrati says, sorry, go ahead. Oh, for offensive work, you don't need much at all. Get an old ThinkPad X60 for $50 off eBay and put Linux on. Yeah, true. It is way cheaper to learn offensive security than it is to learn defensive. That's very true. Because the tools are different. Offensive security, you got a whole bunch of off the shelf, open box, open source type of stuff that you can do. When it comes to defensive, you have to be way better because for instance, if you want to get Elastic up and running, you want to get a firewall, or you want to get firewall logs sent for your machine, your syslog, or what is it called, NetFlow data and all this stuff. Man, it's a lot. It's a lot. But you can do it. Yeah,
you only need a good you just need a decent computer and Kali Linux.
Yeah, I agree with that. A decent computer in Kali Linux, and you can find test subjects.
Yeah.
So if I stop eating out all the time, I could cover my parents and sibling systems and a few select friends. Yeah, you could, Archery. You still have no excuse, by the way. Building a blue team lab is a lot more involved. It is, indeed. It is. Because remember, like the philosophy is like the good guys have to win all the time. The bad guys have to just win one time. You know what I'm saying? So you learn a lot of stuff out of running infrastructure to set it up a blue lab. That's true. I agree. And that's why I'm okay with everybody using Hack the Box. Maddox, hello team. We up? What's up, Maddox? Oh, you're on Twitch over there too. So what do you say about Kali Purple? I haven't been playing with Kali Purple, to be honest. I haven't done a lot of, I've been so involved in the remediations and getting better at remediating vulnerabilities. That is pretty much all I've spent most of my time on.
Kali Purple is supposed to be more like towards the defensive of the.
No, I've heard of, but I haven't even had the time to dig into it. Offensive work is one path. Defensive work is all the paths. Hey, I like that. Very true statement. Very true. So, let's look at this. By the way, I'll initiate a new scan on all the machines. But I'm looking at this. All right, so let's look at this. We got PowerPoint here. Let's see. Is this going to say the same thing? Decoding program files. Okay, look at this. So this is kind of validate. I think setting up Kali Purple is better than a security onion VM. Well, hey, there we go. Gromit, what's up? Thanks for jumping in the chat here. I'm glad to hear from everybody who's here. This is not optimal. Let's see. I need to put this chat on the background or something like that so y'all can see it. So white. Let me move this over. And let's see if we can make this a little bit easier for everybody to see, okay? How about that? That's a little bit better.
Yeah, I need to re-download my Kali Purple.
Yeah, let me go zoom mode. All right. And I'll kind of play with this so that y'all can see a lot easier, okay? So for you, Pierre, one of the things we can talk about here, and our guest, the guest is not talking. Guess you're not gonna say anything?
Guess number 2?
Yeah.
I'm listening to everything you say, brother. I'm just liking the jewels that you in the chat are just giving out to all the people who are thinking about cybersecurity.
Gotcha.
And it's very good, very good. You, Pierre, everybody. Say,
right. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for that feedback. So here's what. All right. So for you, Pierre, for folks in chat, look, this is the opportunity to validate what we just did today. Okay. So think about it. We had, if we look at all the Microsoft vulnerabilities, so, and remember I always say what I like to do is I like to filter in by plugin, right? So I got this filtered down by device, so I don't necessarily need to do my plugin here, I guess. But so we got this vulnerability. This is Office unsupported version. All right, and it just talks about the fact that it's on 2013. So that's a more general one right there. It's not giving me specifics, not showing a file path or anything like that. I need to read this out a little bit longer. Okay. So if I close this, it's really hard to work in these scale down windows like that. I'm gonna have to bring it out. Sorry, y'all just got to deal with the chat. I'll read the chat for y'all. Okay. So that's one, right? .NET access unsupported version detection. If you look at the path, remember that was in the Office 11 folder. Office 11, Microsoft Office 11 folder, that's gone. So we remediated that one. That's confirmation. Let's see. Windows update reboot required. That's actually interesting because that is one that you'll see quite often. Most people don't think about that, but essentially that in essence determine a reboot is required based on the following information. One or more applications have a reboot required flag set. This shows up as a vulnerability in Tenable. So you can actually see when reboots are required. So I got to reach out and say, yo, mom, I need to reboot your machine. Let's see. Office products. This is June 2017 update. Same thing. That was in the Office 11 folder. That DLL is no longer there. And so that is remediated. 3D Builder. This is going to be a separate video, right? So that's good. Microsoft Office. This is another one. MS something R13, same thing, reported to the folder. MSO.dll, that's gone. And so that's why I say uninstalling, man, is very effective. There's not really a patch we can do for Office in this situation. We essentially got to choose whether we're going to upgrade it or not. Vulnerable to graphics. Let's see if this one is something. This is interesting. Same thing, that's part of Office. So if you can see the number of vulnerabilities that we remediated just by doing Office.
Leading one.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this. If you notice, so this is something really, 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 I want y'all to pay attention to, okay? This right here, this is going to be an upcoming video, okay? So you have basically, you saw how I got in the registry and looked for all the different programs in the registry. Here's another example where we have Windows applications. So apps, a lot of times you have the Microsoft Store. You can go to the Microsoft Store and install apps. So those actually are stored in a different place. Program files, Windows apps, and then they have these long, kind of, funky looking app IDs and stuff like this. And we can actually use this to uninstall it, but this is a different command altogether. So there's a command. If you look at PowerShell, uninstall Windows apps, we'll be able to use that command in order to address this vulnerability. So that's going to be one I'm looking forward to having fun with in the future. Let's see what else we got here. GDI Plus, man, we got so much to work with. That's actually a part of Microsoft Office. 42 systems done, 37 to go. The stream is keeping me going. All right, Sam, hang in there. So by the way, everybody, shout out to Sam. Sam is actually doing some work here, or his archery and Twitch. He's doing some upgrades. What are you doing, Sam? He's deploying some security software to about 70 plus machines right now. So, all right, so MS13051. Let's see if this is related to Microsoft Office. This is remote code execution vulnerability. Man, there's so many vulnerabilities that are going to be going. Unquoted service path. Oh, dude, I can't wait to do this one. By Roxio. So let me tell you about this one. Okay, let's look at this one a little bit. I'll give you some context. Y'all kind of getting like the pre-video because all of these will be videos. The unquoted service path vulnerabilities means basically when you define the services in a registry of the computer, a lot of times you have like something that references C colon program files. All right, cool. See you. Sorry, one of our guests had to drop. So if you have something in the registry that has a space in it that references like C colon program space files, you need to have double quotes around the registry entry. And so this is a good example. This unquoted service path means basically I'll just need to go into the registry and update this entry to add double quotes. There you go. Sleepy Ninja knows it. Let's see. Haha, I love USP. Unquoted service path. Who knew quotes could be a vulnerability? Exactly, Sleepy Ninja. 100%, right? So I say then, all right, so 79 systems that Archie is working on. Then I need to update to configure another system before signing out for the evening. Yo, that's fun. That's life. When you see these, you want to be in cybersecurity, you want to be a network engineer. Hey, it's what you're doing. You're working. You're working late at night to get stuff upgraded. 3D Builder, once again, that's going to be the Windows apps. Let me bring this back over so you can see this. Don't want to do the whole Windows like auto window thing. Intel chipset, I can tell you so Pierre, Intel chipset software. I'm gonna tell you, this one is gonna be fun. This one's gonna be interesting because a lot of times it's Intel chipset software. Pierre had this vulnerability that he was working to remediate, and Dell command updates for the win. Yes. Try to remediate this one, and this one, it gave him a W. You never got this one fixed, did you, Pierre? Wasn't this the one?
Never.
Intel
No,
chipset.
Yep, that's the one.
Yep. So that's gonna be fun. So we'll get a chance to work through that one. Hopefully, Pierre can get a solution that worked. We'll figure it out, and we can get a solution. You can fix it. Once again, you see this is also 3D viewer. So just by once again, 3D viewer. Why is it on our machine? We can figure that out if we need it. But if not, don't forget to uninstall Dell bloatware. So true. That will take care of a lot of these vulnerabilities just by getting the Dell software off. How am I going to get the Dell software off? It's probably going to be under HKey local machine in the registry. HKey local machine software, Microsoft Windows current version uninstall. I'm going to interrogate the registry, look for it, see if it's got an uninstall string. Whether me having to guess it or go to AI, and just read it out and then put it in a PowerShell format and execute it. Let's see, OneNote. Ooh, OneNote 2003. This is installed as an app. This is going to be a fun one to get rid of. Ooh, we're going way back. 2003 OneNote. Okay. So this is coming up. So for those of you on the stream, I'm essentially kind of going through a lot of the vulnerabilities. Like I'm taking one machine at a time, and then I'm pushing through remediating every single vulnerability. Every vulnerability that I remediate is going to be a different video. So you're going to see me in Tenable. You're going to see me in Sentinel-1 right here. You're going to see me doing a lot of PowerShell. So this is where we were. For those of you just joining the stream, this is us using the Sentinel-1 interface. So if you're coming to my streams, if you're watching my videos, you're going to be learning endpoint protection, endpoint detection, EDR, XDR, and you're also going to be learning vulnerability management, and then also going to be learning patching. You know what I'm saying? IT asset management. I'm going to get into that too in the future because a lot of things, people don't talk about these things. They don't talk about IT asset management because it's not super sexy. But if you don't know what assets you have in the environment, you have some system of managing your assets. How are you going to make sure you install the security software on all the assets? Those type of things. So that's kind of a rundown of all the vulnerabilities. I can't wait to do a Tenable scan tonight. So after I get off the stream tonight, I'm going to do asset management is absolutely critical, says Hazaropti, to security. It is one of the most overlooked areas of cybersecurity. Nobody talking about it. IT asset management is huge. In fact, I would venture to say if you do good IT asset management, then all of your other security stuff is probably going to fall in place, to be honest. Because if you're taking the time to know what all your devices are, then you're also going to see that they're missing a Tenable agent. They're missing their protection, like their CrowdStrike, their Sentinel-1, all these things. Let's see, get WMI object class where name equals Dell. Yo, this is good. I'm going to drop this in chat for y'all. This is a golden script right here, like for real. Take this, put this on a piece of paper somewhere and keep it, because it is. This is basically the command, and you use the get WMI class, and you take Archery's name off of it, but that's who put it in from Twitch. Get WMI object class Win32 product will show you all the devices or all the software in your add remove program list. Most of the time, it's not 100%. And then you do a pipe that when you use the pipe or the vertical line. That essentially means that you're taking that command and taking the output from the first command and then feeding it into the second command, almost as if you were typing that into the second command. And you can do this where $_name .match. You can also do .eq for .equal. You can also do dash like. And if you're not looking at the command, it's in chat for you, okay? And then you can put like I typically do a tag or a dot or a minus like instead of the word match, Sam. I do like, and then I'll put it in double quotes, and I do whatever the name of the software that I'm looking at, dot uninstall. And so what essentially this dot uninstall on the end is basically you're looking at the uninstall command or uninstall string command. Sam, I like this command. This is good. So you're viewing it, but you can also do a pipe this command, put another pipe, and then send all the output after you pull the information for the command. You can then pipe that output into actual uninstall, and you can literally do a complete identifying uninstall in one string, like one command. So, or it's actually 3 commands, but 1 line. Okay. With some of y'all that don't make sense, don't worry. We'll try to make it make sense in the future. Okay. All right. Anything else, yo? It is 12:37 for me. I'll send you another script that does it quietly without interrupting the user. Everything you do through the command line, by the way, when I'm running through all these commands, I've always got to be conscious that if I don't do it silently through SentinelOne, it's not going to execute, because I'm not trying to pop up a prompt on somebody's machine. And a lot of times, if I issue the command and I don't issue the switches or whatever commands to tell it to run silently, it's going to fail. In fact, I would say it's almost always going to fail if you don't have the information and you don't know how to run these commands silently. So anything you run in terminal has to be run silently. Ken Thompson won a Turing Award for inventing Unix. He should have won a second one for inventing. Inventing the pipe. Is that who? Are you saying that's the person that invented the pipe command? Yo, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like pipe, wow, seriously, pipe grep, pipe. I mean, pipe is huge. Like, especially for me in PowerShell, I do more PowerShell than I do shell scripting. And you know how in Linux the pipe command is so crucial, but it's also become that crucial for me in PowerShell too. It's like inventing atoms. Yeah, it's big, right? It's so simple, but it's powerful. Absolutely. So that being the case for everybody, we had a really good stream tonight. So I think we were tracking anywhere from 16. I think we were holding about 18 people for a while on all platforms. We're down to 14 people now. So I just want to thank everybody who came through the stream tonight. Pierre, thanks for hanging out, man. And so, by the way, it's like, once again, Pierre, I got a guy who's here, who's trained, a true entry level, ready for entry level cyber position, who has hands-on experience in SentinelOne, Tenable, Automox, and other programs, firewall administration, the whole nine. So if you know somebody that's looking for somebody who's entry level, just hit me up. Let me know. Pierre is actually ready to go. He's well trained. So just want to put that out there. So let me know if you're looking for somebody. Right host, have a good one. right tag host. If you get that in chat, then you're already on the right track. That means you understand PowerShell. So hey brother, I would say I'm gonna hit you back. There we go. How about that? Okay. All right. So for now, for we're gonna have to talk in PowerShell in chat. Okay. So everything on the right tag host. Okay. So you just learned the PowerShell command. That's a simple one, and that just simply outputs the whatever you put in double quotes. So excellent command to learn. So hopefully y'all are learning just a little something as we kind of geek out in these streams. All right. You're still on it now. Thank you so much, everybody. I got to shut it down because I actually got a really busy day. I got 6 customers I'm working with tomorrow. So that's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of bouncing around. So I got to make sure I get up in time to get everything ready to take care of those. So thank y'all again. See y'all tomorrow. Very likely live stream, but be looking for the video, okay? Drop some likes on those videos when they